In a bustling town, there lived a baker named Samuel. His shop was small, just a cracked door and a faded sign that said fresh bread daily. Every morning before dawn, he'd knead dough with tired hands, but customers rarely came. The big, shiny bakery across the street stole all the attention. Samuel earned just enough to keep the lights on, and every night he'd count his few coins, worry etched on his face. His wife Elena would say, "We must save every little bit," and he agreed, believing money would one day be his shield. So Samuel became strict. He bought cheaper flour, even when it made the bread worse. He hired no help despite his aching back. He baked fewer loaves, terrified of waste, smiled less, and hoped less. He dropped his spare coins into a metal box, each clink feeling like a piece of armor. But savings didn't bring customers. Savings didn't make him better. One evening, his young daughter Rosa held a piece of stale bread. "Papa," she asked, "why is our bread harder than theirs?" Samuel's heart broke. He just hugged her, silent. Then a fierce winter arrived. Customers vanished completely. The big bakery lowered its prices, determined to crush him. One day, not a single loaf sold. That night, Samuel opened his metal box and counted his savings again and again. The coins felt just like the bread in Rosa's hands, hard and useless. Tears welled in his eyes. "How good is money that doesn't grow?" he whispered. Elena looked at him. "You bake bread every day," she said, "but you never taste your own value." Samuel didn't understand. Not until one freezing morning when everything changed. He saw Rosa outside, handing small pieces of bread to homeless children shivering in the cold. He rushed out to stop her. "We can't give away what we must sell," he scolded. Rosa looked up, her breath a tiny cloud in the air. "But Papa, they're hungry." The children's hopeful eyes pierced his heart. He knelt down, broke the remaining pieces, and handed them out. The laughter that followed warmed him more than his oven ever had. A stranger in a long coat holding a camera saw the scene. "You share bread even when business is bad?" he asked. Samuel just nodded shyly. The man smiled. "Kindness is a rare ingredient. May I take a picture?" Samuel agreed. The very next morning, a line of customers stretched from his door down the street. He was stunned. A woman waved her phone. "You're famous. The internet says you feed the forgotten. Your bread has heart." Samuel's knees felt weak. He ran inside, fired up the oven, and baked like never before. Warm loaves, soft rolls, sweet pastries he'd never dared to make. Coins filled the register faster than he could count. He glanced at the metal savings box on the shelf, still untouched. "Saving didn't do this," he whispered. Taking a deep breath, he made a decision he once feared. He invested. Better flour, a second oven, a young helper. A new sign with gold letters, Samuel's Heartbread. The bakery glowed. The smell of fresh bread filled the streets. Customers came back again and again, not just for the bread, but for the feeling. Soon, the big bakery across the street closed down. One evening, Samuel watched Rosa give a warm loaf to an old man. He placed his hand on her head. "My little girl, the day you shared crumbs, you taught me a feast." Rosa giggled. "What do you mean, Papa?" Samuel picked up the metal box. The coins inside stared back, small and lifeless. "This box was my prison," he said softly. "I tried to save money. But money only saved me when I let it move, when I let it breathe, when I used it to grow." He pointed to his bustling bakery. "A loaf eaten feeds a belly, a loaf sold feeds a family, but a loaf shared feeds a future." He placed the empty box on a shelf, a reminder. Don't save money into silence. Bake it into abundance. Even if you start with just a crumb. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.